Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, buddy.
We have to start putting up our Halloween decorations.
You're right, we do.
We have to put them up tonight.
Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. So last year we made the big upgrade from Home Depot big box store Christmas lights that burn out every single year to professional grade C9 Christmas lights. And in that video, everybody commented and said, Adam, they look great, but it is the 21st century. It's time to install some permanent outdoor lighting. These things are programmable. You can change them with the seasons. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, whatever holiday you want, you can change all of these lights completely independently, individually. They've got different patterns and stuff. The best part is though, is that they stay up year round and I'm not gonna have to take them down and put them back up. You can throw away the step ladder. All right, so here's what we've got. These are the permanent outdoor lights, 2 from Lumary. We have a 200-foot string, and then we've got 2 100-foot strings. Now, Lumary did send these to me to show here on the channel, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited about it. Knowing what I know now about having installed those C9 Christmas lights, the installation of these should be way easier, and I'm only gonna have to do it once. With those C9 lights, I had to have a full tool belt with me up on the ladder because I had bulbs, I had clips, I had to have wire connectors, I had to splice lines together. It was a whole deal. It took me probably 2 full days to install those C9 lights. These ones I should be able to do in a couple hours, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the 100-foot box first because I think we're gonna do the shop first, which we should only need 100 foot to do the shop. I just wanted to quickly show you what you all get in the kit. 1 box, 2 box, and 3 boxes. Packaging is very nice. Looks like this is your power cord, some 3M sticky tabs, your remote, and your plug. I'm assuming these would be the string lights. So when I say the install should be way easier than the C9 Christmas lights, that's because there's no clips, metal clips, magnet clips, gutter clips, all that kind of stuff. Literally all we're going to do is clean the underside of our soffit, press and hold for like 10 seconds, and press these onto your soffit. And this 3M sticky tape, it's kind of like command strips that when you put it on, it's not coming off. So the install should be way faster. We're just gonna be sticking these onto the soffit. Okay, before we get too carried away and start installing these, we're gonna go ahead and plug these in and make sure that they all light up. Yeah, it looks like they're all lit up. Okay, let's go ahead and start hanging them. Okay, so now with any good install, you always want to start at your gable, not at either end. That way you don't get a weird offset light like this or like this. You want to make sure that you have that split perfectly between the gable and everything looks nice and even and symmetrical. So we're going to go ahead and take our wet soapy sponge, clean off where we're going to mount this at on the soffit on both sides. And then I've got a dry sponge here that we can go ahead and dry it off. Make sure we got a nice, dry, clean surface to adhere to. Also a good time to get rid of your old wasp's nest. Okay, now the nice thing about these lights is the backing on them is removable. So you can take these off. These are what actually stick and they just slide right in. So we don't have to be perfect on our length from the end of the building there. We just need to make sure that we have 2 spots right here that are nice and even to each other. And then if we need to pull the whole light string this way or this way, it's just as simple as undoing the backing and moving the strings down 1 clip at a time. Okay, and then we're gonna just go ahead and press and hold. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but you want these to be about 4 to 5 inches away from the side of the house. That way you still get some light casting on the side of the house. If you have it too far away, all you're gonna see is the light, and if you have it too close, it's just gonna shine right down. So you kind of want it, we've got about a 1 foot overhang here on our gable, and so for me it's working out to be right about in the center of the eave. Okay, time to move the ladder. Rinse and repeat. Okay, so we got the whole shop done and I've learned a few things. One is, while these are nice and installation is a breeze, there are some benefits to the C9 Christmas lights in that they are more customizable to fit exactly your house. So that 100-foot box, it had 4 25-foot strands in it. And so what ends up happening is, because you're not custom splicing and fitting things directly to your house, you may end up being just a little bit short, or in this case, we're just a little bit long. So I wasn't sure this last little bit here if I should just run it down the edge of the building here or just take it up the backside. I elected to just take it up the backside. That'll provide a little bit of extra light in when we ever decide to use this back pull-through garage door. But what you get in the easier install of not having to cut and splice and do all that with actual wiring, all of this stuff is plug and play. So if you look, like right here, the connections between the end of one strand and the beginning of the other is very nice. They screw together. It's a very secure connection, but you lose the customizability of being able to fit it exactly to your house, which, you know, it's not that bad. I think it took me probably half hour, 45 minutes to do the whole shop here. So we're gonna go ahead and start on doing the whole house here. Okay, so we've got our extension cord going up to the power box here. And then this is that connection I was telling you about. It's indexed, so it only goes one way. And then it's got a little rubber gasket there, so that is indeed watertight. Push that together and then screw that together to suck it in nice and tight. And then we've got the power box mounted up here on the inside of the eave. Keep it nice and out of the weather, although I do think it is rated to be outside, obviously, because these are outdoor lights. Right, like that. Okay, and we'll work our way down this way and then out that way. All right, we finished getting the lights put on just before dark. It is dusk right now. Got the family down here. We're all sitting down here ready for our Clark Griswold moment. Now, the nice thing about these Lumary lights is, instead of being up at the house plugging in an extension cord while they're all sitting down here watching the light show, I can do it all from my phone with the Lumary app and be down here with them. So, all right, at the beginning of this video, you asked me to put up what kind of decorations?
Halloween decorations.
Yep. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
What the heck?
Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yay.
Is it better than the Christmas decorations we put up last year?
What if we had the Christmas lights and the Halloween lights on the house?
Well, you know what? With the flip of a switch, I can go and I can turn on Christmas lights.
Should we see Christmas lights too?
Yeah.
Okay, so the house is doing Christmas now.
Wow, look it.
What's that one?
That one is called Independence Day. Okay, so I don't want to get too down in the weeds with the app. If you guys go ahead and purchase these lights, you're going to figure this out on your own. It's very intuitive. Plus, there's other detailed YouTube videos on exactly how to control the lights. But I did want to give you a quick rundown and just show you the versatility of the app and how much control you have over these lights, because the customizability is almost infinite. But right here on the home screen, you can see I've got 4 separate strands of lights: main house, chimney peak, over top of the shop, and then I've got a little section over top of the front porch. And you can turn these strands of lights on and off individually right here from the app. You can also set these on a timer by clicking on the individual strand here and going to the More section. And if you go to Timer, you can see I have these set to turn on every day at 7:15 p.m. and I have them turning off at 2:30 in the morning. The nice thing about that is, by having it all programmed into the phone, it's tied to the time on your phone rather than me going around and setting 4 different timers manually. They might be off by 2 or 3 minutes from the timer that I did on the front of the house to the timer that I have on the back of the house. And so these lights are going to all turn on at the same time and all turn off at the same time, which is a nice professional finished look to your outdoor lighting. Now, as far as when you're in each individual strand, there's basically 5 different sections. There's color, there's scene, there's rhythmic, there's DIY, and saved. So color, if you click on this, this is kind of the basic right here. Right now it's just set to white. So you can see on the house, all of those lights on that main strand are just white. You can control the warmth of that white, so you can make it all the way to a really warm light or a nice cool white light. And basically anywhere in between, you can control the brightness. You can turn it up, turn it down, so this would be all the way down. These lights are exceptionally bright in my opinion. So if we start with just color, this would just be your static lights, okay? So when I created the lights that you see on the house right now, I set that myself for Halloween. And what I did was I came down here and I checked all of them that I wanted to be orange. So I'm gonna click orange, I'm gonna hit check, and there we go. Now I can go through and I can actually, this is the really cool thing, is it shows you your strand, bulbs 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 115. Now if I want to go in and add some different color besides orange, let's say I want to do purple, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to scroll up to the top. And the thing that's really cool, actually I'm going to go to the bottom so you can see them, but if I start clicking every other, let's say 4, 5, 6 bulbs, something like that, you can see these lights actually start to change one by one, real time, as I'm checking these lights off. I thought that this was really cool. So as you can see, I'm working my way down the garage there, turning lights purple one at a time. And then we're going to come back in, and let's say we want to add another color. We want to add green. So I'm going to check green. We're going to come back here to the bottom and we're going to do these ones all the way up. And you can see all of these lights are changing real time on the fly. This is what I mean when I say that this is infinitely customizable. With my old C9 professional grade Christmas lights, what I'm doing right now would involve a step ladder and swapping out bulbs. If I didn't like the pattern that I originally put up, I would have to come up here and just kind of check. So this gives you the ability to kind of play with the colors that you want. I know when I first did this, I thought, oh, for Halloween, I just want orange and purple. And then I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's kind of boring. I want to add a little bit of green in there too. And again, with the touch of a button from this app, you can change all this stuff on the fly and just come through. So once I found a pattern that I like, you can actually go ahead and save it. And so that's what I have here is Halloween. So right there, I just changed it. Now the really cool thing is I already pre-programmed what I want for Christmas. So as of November 1st, when Halloween is over, I can change my lights from Halloween to Christmas like that. One touch of a button and done. So now let's go into scene. And this is where you're actually going to have your lights moving and rotating and pulsing and all different kinds of options. I've went ahead and turned off the other 3 strands so you can see all the different scenes here just with one. That is the one thing that I think could be improved upon with this app, is when I make changes to one strand, I then have to go in and make that same change to all 3. It would be nice if there was like a master that you could make that change to all of them at the same time instead of having to make them individually, but it's still a heck of a lot better than climbing up on the roof and changing bulbs individually. So I did want to show you just a couple of my favorites here. So if you go to the festival tab, there's within scene, there's scenery, and you can see how many different patterns there are there. Life, all of these, festival. So one of my favorite ones here is this Independence Day one. If we click on that, it's going to be red, white, and blue. And then you can actually go in and edit that as well. And you can change the speed on that, so you can make it so that it's going faster. You can slow it down so it's going slower. You can change the colors, so you can take these preset scenes and then you can take them and customize them to your liking. But here is all of the different motion effects that you can add. So this would be static, which would just be, the lights are going to stay where they are. And then this one is called Breathe. I'm going to turn so it's just going to pulse the different colors, which I think is a cool effect. The one that I like is Flutter. This is the one that we used for Halloween. And again, you can slow that down. Different motion effects, you want them to be faster or slower. There's one called Random, and this one is going to give you a seizure if you look at it because it's really fast. But you can also, like I said, slow it all the way down. So at 1%, this is what that one looks like. Still pretty quick moving. Definitely lights up the house, going to catch some attention from the street. And you can basically, you guys get the idea, right? There's just infinitely customizable things here. So let's pick one we like and we'll put it on the entire house. So I like Flutter, and we're going to change that speed up to 75%. We'll hit preview. I like the way that looks. Now we're going to go ahead and add that one to the other 3 strands so we can see them all at the same time. So when I first turn these on, they're probably going to go right back to the Halloween one that we had on. We will go in, go to Scenes, Festival, Independence Day. So that just changed the chimney. We'll go to the shop, Scene, Festival, Independence Day. And the last one is going to be the front porch, Scene, Festival, Independence Day. So there, now we go. We're ready for the 4th of July. One other thing I did want to show you is, let's say it's not 4th of July or Christmas or Halloween. I envision myself using these lights a lot around just in the summertime, just for some accent lighting on the house. So if we go back to color and we just change it to white, and then we come down here and we set it at like a nice warm white, and we go and do that for all of the different strands. I think this would look really nice in the summertime if you're hosting or having a campfire and having people over or doing a cookout. So right there, that is what I envision us having these lights set to most of the year, with the exception of Halloween, Christmas, and probably 4th of July. That's probably when I'll change these lights. The rest of the year, this is what I'll have the lights probably set to. I just think it's going to make the house look really nice. And especially, if you're walking around the house at night, you don't have to worry about putting motion lights out or turning lights on, turning lights off when you're walking around outside at night. And the other really nice thing about these lights is, I think for all of the strands that we have on the house, they're only pulling about somewhere between 250 and 300 watts, which is 2 to 3 light bulbs worth of power. So it's not like we've got the Clark Griswold electric meter that's getting run up by running these lights. Anyways, guys, that is our new Christmas lights, or I guess I should say Halloween lights, New Year's lights, Thanksgiving lights, 4th of July lights, all of it. I never have to take them down again. I can't tell you how excited I am. That's probably the biggest thing for me, is that I'm never going to have to get on a ladder again to put up Christmas lights. The other benefit is that they look great and it's super easy to change them and program them. So if I had known that these existed last year when I went and spent all that money on those C9 Christmas lights, I never would have wasted my time. I would have just gone straight for these. I just didn't know that this was a thing. I think these are the coolest things ever. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.